Alright guys, welcome to a new video. This is a 2000 Suzuki Quad Runner 4x4, as you can see right there. Registered until 2022. And I picked this up on Facebook Marketplace. It was the cheapest 4x4 four-wheeler up for sale. It was listed at $500 and I got it for $350. So I kind of wanted to do a build on the cheapest four-wheeler available, see if we can get it running, and see if we can fix it up. And basically there's a lot wrong with this thing. Supposedly it doesn't shift, and when I was there it didn't shift at all, so I'm guessing it doesn't shift. And basically the story goes, the guy owned it for a couple of years. He let his grandkids ride it a couple weeks ago. He said it was running a couple weeks ago. He let his grandkids ride it. They said that all of a sudden it shut off and wouldn't start, and he kind of let it sit from there. He said that the battery is disconnected from it, and he said that the key is like broken on it. It like doesn't click. So he has no idea what's wrong with it. And then the shifting is really weird on it. It's like, it like doesn't shift. So I don't know what's going on there. We'll have to take a look at it. I didn't really look it over too much because it was $350, which is really cheap. Hopefully it's not the transmission. That would kind of suck, because if you look in here, underneath the seat, this whole engine is one big engine. Transmission's connected to it. So this is all one big piece. This is the transmission, and then the engine is all one engine. So that would not be super fun to take apart, but we will if we have to. So this thing's kind of cool. These Suzuki Quad Runner 4x4s are kind of known to be super reliable, so they're super heavy machines for what they are. And they've got 4x4 four-wheel drive right here, and then they've got two-wheel drive option. So what you do is you push this and then you select your option. So, and then it's got the differential lock as well, which is pretty cool. Most ATVs don't have that, which is, you know, pretty unique for back in 2000. You can see the selection lever, range lever, super low. You've got the super low right here. You've got low, and then you've got high. So most four-wheelers today, like Polaris, don't have super low. They've got low and high in reverse, and that's all they have. They don't have diff lock. They don't have the super low range. So it's kind of cool. So it's pretty unique for a four-wheeler back then. This thing is carbureted, obviously, and then you can see this is where you shift it. And I think this lever, I'm trying to figure out what, I think this is reverse right here. I don't know if that works or not. Kind of feels like it's not clicking into place. So we'll see if that works. And then the high and low is somewhere over here. And then you shift it. I think it's 5 speed, the guy was saying. So it shifts down 5. I think it's all down or all up. One of the two. It might be all up. And you can see the petcock right there. And then this thing has electric start right here. And then engine on off button. Lights high low. And then the choke right here. That looks like that's working as well. And then you've got the neutral light, reverse light, and then on-off ignition. Looks like it has 2,223 miles, which is not that many for a four-wheeler. And he said a branch came down and crunched this thing. So a big tree must have fallen on it. You can see it's really dented up right there. And it looks like it's in pretty rough shape. I think all the brakes work, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the brakes work, so that's good. What else? It looks like it's got an aftermarket pod filter thing going on. That goes to the carburetor. Everything else looks to be complete though. I checked out the CV axles, and those look nice and tight in here for the 4x4. So that's good. Everything looks pretty complete up in here. It's got a couple newer lights, it looks like. Tires are pretty dry rotted. but they do hold air for the most part. Plastics have one crack in it right here. It's covered with tape, and the seat's been reupholstered with like some fake leather. So that's that. It is registered until 2022, so I'm guessing it was running at one point, so he probably wasn't lying about that. I'm guessing once that tree hit that gauge up there, it probably broke the ignition, and then it wouldn't start from there. This thing actually has a decompression release on it as well, right here for easy starting. It's got a back brake right here. And what else does this thing have? Looks like it's got a container back here for tools and stuff. I wonder what's back here. I'm kind of afraid to open that up. Oh, there's some tools in there. Cool. Got a couple tools and whatnot in there. We'll check that out a little bit later. But let's try to figure out the shifting. You can see this is where it shifts right in here. We'll get a light in there and see what we can find. Oh. Oh, it's pretty loose in there, it looks like. That bolt is loose right here. Interesting. So if you look in here, see the bolt right there? That is very loose, so hopefully I can put the camera here. This was like extremely loose, look at that. So I'm guessing it's just stripping on those teeth in there. So when you shift it, see when you shift it, it's just stripping that spline out. So that's probably why it wasn't shifting. So we'll tighten that up and see if it shifts. That would be awesome if that was the problem. Huh. That would be awesome. Because basically I got this thing for $350 because it didn't shift. And I was like, well, you're going to have to go through the transmission. And the guy's like, yeah, that's going to be expensive. So hopefully that's the problem. That would be great. Looks like a 12mm bolt on there. Let's try tightening that down. Hopefully it shifts then. Because right now, you try to shift it. See that? I think it's just skipping on those splines. Whew. Alright, let's tighten that up and see if it shifts. Alright, I just tightened that bolt up in there. Let's see if it shifts now. Oh. Sounds like it's shifting. I think it's shifting. Well, that's good. Alright, I think we fixed the shifting. We'll have to test her out, but I think that's fixed. Let's try to hook up a battery to this. There's a battery down in here. The guy said he just disconnected it. He said the battery was still good. So we'll see. I highly doubt the battery's still good. But you never know. Let's see what kind of a charge we're getting on this thing. We've got 6 volts. You can see, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. .3 volts. That should be 12. So it's a little low. This guy was full of it. The battery's junk. It's not even charging. This thing's been sitting for more than 2 weeks. Unless he pull started it, which I'm guessing he didn't. The pull start's right in here. So let's see if it even pull starts. Hopefully it's not locked up or something. Hit the decompression. Let's see. I don't know, kind of pulse starts weird. Almost feels like it's not in gear. We'll hook up some jumpers to this and see if anything turns on. Looks like all the fuses are fine in there. You can see it's got a 15 amp fuse right here. That looks to be in good condition, and then a 30 amp right there. So both of those are good. Looks like this wire's cut. I don't know where that would go to. Oh, for the lights, okay. Well, let's get the jumper pack hooked up. See if anything turns on here. Thanks. Nothing at all. It looks, however, like this red wire right here is supposed to go up into here and connect that and bridge that gap for the main power. So I'm guessing that needs to be up in there, going to the fuse and going to this red wire. So let's fix that. All soldered up, looking pretty good. Alright, let's see if we get any power now. Alright, we got nothing. Looks like this thing's coming off. Well, this would be why it's not working. Everything's disconnected here. And this was broken off. No, that's not good. Alright, we'll hook up power. Yep, that's positive. Orange is probably, that's negative. Orange and red hooked together, give us the neutral light on, and then the starter now works. So that's good. I don't think we're getting spark though. We probably have to hook up one of the black ones for spark, I'm guessing. So that's good. We figured that out. Let's see if reverse light works. Yep. The neutral. Cool. Alright, looks like we've got some good spark going on. So that was just the orange and the red connected right here. Nothing else. Doesn't feel like we have much compression though. So we'll see Spark plug looks really rough. Looks like there's a bunch of carbon built up. We'll spray some WD-40 down the cylinder. There we go. There's some good compression now. Put the spark plug back in. Alright, let's shoot some starting fluid down there. See what happens. Something's clicking. I don't know what that was. We'll try putting the choke on, letting it run for a bit. Alright, well, she runs pretty good actually. So just by connecting that orange wire to the red wire, we get everything to work except for the lights, which I'm guessing the lights are, let's see, which way are the lights? Oh, the black and white are lights. So I'm guessing if we hook up this one right here, we would have lights. But yeah, that didn't take too much work. We're going to probably clean it up a bit and see if she moves. I don't know if it shifts yet, not for sure, so we should probably check that. Let's just see if it shifts. Oh yeah, she shifts. So really, we just need a new ignition and probably a carb clean. It's smoking pretty good. Alright, we're gonna vacuum all this junk out of here. See all the grass and stuff down the engine. A bunch of leaves and everything. Looks like this thing has been sitting outside for a very long time. So you can see all the sticks and stuff in here. Alright, found this battery. We're going to hook this guy up and see if we can attempt to ride it. Alright, we're on the right side of the quad. There's a little window for the oil down in there, you can see. And that is actually pretty filled up. It's about halfway. So there's plenty of oil in it. So that's good. Just wanted to make sure before we ran it too much. I'm gonna play with the carburetor a little bit, see if we can get that oil to go down. Looks like it's kind of stuck up right now. Maybe the cable's a little tight. So play with that a little bit, see if we can get that to rev down. Alright, we got the oil to go down a little bit. We're gonna let this smoke out. Hopefully the smoke dies down. Throttle cable's getting hooked up a little bit. It's a little rusty. Moving. Smoke is not quitting on this thing. Smoking a lot. I don't know if that's oil in the pipe being burned up or what. But we'll continue to ride it. It is shifting through the gears, so that's good. It's a little hard to get in the second gear, but it's not too bad. That rattles just the plastics right here. That goes right there. So really it's not too bad. All we really need is this bar off of there and then straighten this thing out. Gotta get rid of that smoke now. That's pretty bad. don't think I've ever seen worse smoking than this. It's not good. We'll let this run for a bit. It could be the gas too. Alright, first ride. Runs really smoothly, but smokes a ton. So I'm thinking either something's in the gas, like it's bad gas mixed with oil, or the rings are junk, or the valve seals. Really not sure what it could be. Let's start with the gas, the easiest, and go from there. Alright, the petcock is right here. So we're going to try to disconnect the gas line from it. Turn it to off right now. And see what kind of gas we get out of there. Looks pretty clear, I think. It doesn't look too bad. Alright, that's the color of the gas. As you can see, it doesn't look too bad. Smells like it's got something in it though. So we'll drain that all out and replace it and see if it still smokes. Alright, let's check the plug. See what that looks like. Now that we ran it for a little bit. Well, definitely cleaned off a bit. Looking a little bit more white. See at the tip. It used to be all coated. Clean that off. See, it's definitely more white. It's not filled with oil or anything, so I'm thinking there's just oil down the pipe. That's at least what I'm thinking. It just hasn't burned off yet. Or it's in the gas. So the gas is almost drained. Put the plug back in. Might look down there with the camera quick. Let's see. You can see the cylinder looks really nice. It really doesn't look that bad. So I don't think it's the rings. If it is, they'll eventually come free when we ride it some more. But I'm thinking it's either the fuel or just a bunch of oil caked in the pipe. We're gonna have a quick test to see if it is the rings by doing a compression test and then seeing what the compression is and then putting some oil down the cylinder. And then if the compression goes up, we know that the rings are letting oil by. So let's quick do the compression test and then add oil. Alright, you guys keep an eye on the gauge. I'm going to try pulling it over. Alright, with throttle open, we're at 135 pounds compression. So that's pretty good. It's really good. So we'll add oil and see if that goes up. Alright, adding a little oil. Throttle open. Alright, let's see what we got for compression here. 120. So we actually went down in compression by adding the oil, which doesn't really make sense, but yeah, so I don't think it's the rings. It would have shot up past like 150 if it was the rings. So that's good. It's not the rings, so it's either the valve seals or the pipe is packed full of stuff like oil, or the gas that we just drained is bad. Alright, gas is all drained. Let's add some fresh gas. Not smoking yet. That's a good sign. Huh. There's a little smoke. Not too bad though. Yet anyway. Keep an eye on it. Well, it's definitely not smoking as much. That's good. Before it was like a big cloud, so I think the fuel had stuff in it. Alright, well that's fixed, I think. Alright, let's quick pressure wash it. Clean her up a bit. Alright, looking pretty good. Not too bad for 350 bucks. Well, it's all cleaned up and ready to go. I just ordered the ignition switch for it on Amazon. That's going to be coming in 2 days. I'm going to leave the dash like this because a new one is very expensive and I'm not going to put that much money into it. Plus, it doesn't really matter. You can see the mileage is 2,223, so pretty low miles. I don't know if the dash actually works, but the lights do work when you put these wires together. Let me show you quick. So the gray wire right here is for the lights. And if you put the lights on, you can see those work great. And then the back lights as well turn on. So all the lights work awesome. Oh yeah, look at the dash lights work as well. Pretty cool. So once that ignition switch comes, this thing will be complete and ready to go. I tested out the 4x4. 4x4 works. High, low, super low all work. Diff lock works. Reverse works. So everything works on this thing. And then I shifted all the way up into 5th gear. That works as well. All the brakes work great. So this thing's a solid machine. Probably worth now around $1,500 to $1,600. So it went from $350 to $1,600 just like that. Just a little bit of work. I think we fixed this thing up in like 2 hours. So it didn't take too long. And we were able to fix it for, I think the ignition switch was $9. So we fixed this whole machine for $9. So we've got $359 into it. Oh yeah, and then plus we'll have to buy a new battery. Right around $400 into this machine, all said and done. So not too bad for a running, driving 4x4 ATV. So anyway guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Hope you guys learned something and enjoyed the video. It's always fun bringing these things back to life. And until next time, we are out.